we got Josh Hoekstra on with us.
Yeah.
Did you hear the news that we're trying to get Cliff Avril just to build a whole new facility?
Yeah.
We've laid the foundation for you, Hoekstra.
I think we made it easier for you to go ask.
All right, I'll take the next step and ask him.
Yeah, I mean, he said like dome and like retractable roof, the whole nine.
I'll be good with that.
We asked him. We thought it was Cliff Avril Field, and he was like, nah. He said that's gonna come when I, get the stadium redone. Then kind of backtrack a little bit, but I think it's there.
All right, good.
I think we set the foundation. And,
that's good stuff.
I think you're one more contract away.
All right, awesome.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize the high school football season really started April 24th, basically. So we got the head coach of Clay High School here, Josh Hoekstra. How y'all been grinding it out?
It's been good. Summer, our spring went well. We played Matanzas here, and we played well at times, especially on defense. I was pretty pleased with how well we ran to the ball on D. Offensively, we did. We had a couple of big plays. We probably didn't run the ball like I thought we would, but we got some new running backs and some new O-linemen, so we're trying to figure that out. And then defensively, we got some kids that we feel pretty good about in the front seven. So
are we going to do the same thing this year that you've become known for, which is okay, we do the Friday night show. Hacker and I do the Friday night show, and it's the same thing every year. We're looking up, and Clay hasn't had the start that we thought they'd have. Right. And then all of a sudden, y'all rattle off 9 in a row. Or
you're in the third round of playoffs.
Right. Yeah, play some epic game against Ponte Vedra.
75 to 74 basketball game.
Bishop Kenny.
I mean, is that just an expectation around here? I mean, what are we doing?
No, I think part of it's just us finding the right pieces, and then we try to load our schedule up to play good teams before we get into district play. I think that's part of it. So, yeah, if we start 1-2, it's not the end of the world, because once you get to district, that's all that matters. Now, it'll change a little bit, like we were just talking off the air about. It is going to change with all these early games. They mean so much more now with the point system.
There's a lot of teams around here, though, that if they do start 1-2 or they do start 1-3 or something like that, their season is over. But because you guys have had that success getting better week to week to week to week, it really doesn't do anything to your guys if they have a hiccup early, does it?
No,
you got something to point to.
Yeah, I think they've seen the guys before them, and they don't panic. And I think the coaching staff has done a really good job the last few years with that too, just making sure we got the guys in the right spot. And then we're fortunate we get rolling late in the season. I'd love to win every single week, but that district schedule is where it's at.
Go ahead.
One of the things that, obviously we had Cliff, and I think they might have been before you, or I'm not 100% sure how. But you guys consistently have top talent coming out of here. It's actually pretty good coaching in Clay County in general, but just it seems like every year, you had Bilali a couple years ago.
Yep.
I forgot
Colin
Wilson.
Yep.
I mean, it consistently seems like you have a running back. What the heck do you guys do?
It's just
Is
crazy.
it in the Kool-Aid or something
We
like
were
that?
talking about it last night a little bit at the Cliff dinner about we've got 3 guys in the NFL. Will Holden just got drafted this year.
Yeah, that's right.
And he played for us, and then obviously Cliff and Nolan and. We're just blessed to have running backs. They always have here at Clay High, and even this year we're trying to figure out who it's going to be. But we feel good about the group that we have.
So I was talking about you this week, actually. I don't remember who it was to, but we were talking about the old Clay staff when Toblin was here, and it's you and Toblin and Nettles and
Garris was on staff.
Yeah, and I can just remember. Because the thing I remember about that staff is I think I was coaching Shrine Bowl, and we all met up at Ale House one night.
Yep.
And now just to see how everybody's kind of gone their different ways but all had success, it says 2 things. 1, we're getting old. That's the first thing.
For sure.
And 2, thank God y'all all got married, by the way. But isn't that kind of cool just to kind of see – I mean, you met Toblin in what was an amazing game. Was it here?
Right, yeah. Last year it was here.
Yeah, I mean, how cool is that to go week to week and just see this community of coaches around here all know each other and all have the success that they have?
Yeah, no, it's a good community coaching-wise. When you think about the guys in St. Johns County, they do a great job. And then, I think here in Clay County, all the coaches here do a phenomenal job. You guys know it's year-round.
It is.
I mean? So it's they're not coaching other sports. I mean, it's just – you're the head football coach. You're coaching football year round.
How do you compete with that? With the nature of how it is in the state of Florida is year round. That, and then I'll give you another question to that. In the nature of how not I don't want to say recruiting, but just the nature of kids can be here one day, be at a rival the next day, or just decide to stop in general.
It's definitely.
How is that as a coach?
I think in every county you got kids that may have played for you, the year before, and then now you're playing against them, and it happens, I think, everywhere. The years that we've been really good, to be honest, our kids have played other sports. Our baseball kids, when you talk about Wes Weeks and some of those guys, JT Turner, those were baseball guys. I'd rather our guys play. We try to encourage them to wrestle and play basketball and play baseball, just because I think you just become so much better of an athlete doing that.
All right, this isn't Josh Hoekstra. This is me speaking on this. You know what I'm tired of, though? Is if we're almost in July, and they're still having these 7-on-7 tournaments with these – non-school teams. And it's just like, it's not even the other sports anymore that irritate me. It's just the fact that the summer is to get better and to be with your football team. Right. With your football team. And it worries me that football's trying to go that AAU route a little bit. Does that ever concern you at all?
It doesn't, just because, we do the 7-on-7 in the offseason, just to make sure you're doing it and you're getting better. But I don't think here it'll ever become a deal where we're sending guys to go play, AAU, basically, 7-on-7, But I know it is going on, but I don't think,
it's annoying.
We're never going to do that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was all for it when the thing ended when spring started.
Right.
And at that point, for people that aren't really familiar with the way Florida high school football works is you can still work out after your season until spring starts, and you do. Mm-hmm. But then when spring starts, it's a wrap. You go from what was this year, the last week in April, all the way through when you lose your last game for a lot of teams around here in December. It is a long grind.
No, it's really no different than just even the way recruiting is being done now. I remember FIU and FAU essentially, to me, kind of changed the game with they literally do a camp almost every week during the summer. And you've got guys that obviously aren't your top 50 school type player that feel that they can go to this school and compete. So they want to go out and they want to be able to see it. But and as a coach, you want them to sign the offer. But for every weekend they go to one of those, they're leaving on a Thursday. That's cutting into your summer workout schedule. So when you add the 7-on-7, that becomes really, really annoying too.
It's never been harder to be a high school coach. I don't think it's changed a lot since you started, hasn't it?
Oh, for sure. Right. Yeah. No, it is. It's we try to encourage them to go and go to those camps, and they've done a good job. I think some of the schools are doing them on Saturdays. Right. And having one of the deals, they had 70 schools at one of them. Yep. At the showcase deal at LaGrange.
Well, Valdosta's got one going on today that's got quite a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some of our kids have gone and they've done okay. But yeah, it's crazy.
So what's the expectations this year here in Clay County?
The first, obviously, week 1's the big deal because it's Fleming Island here, and it's a huge rival. It kind of sets the tone for the whole season. We lost to them last year, so that's our main focus right now is just trying to get ready for that one. It'll be awesome. Our district's going to be really tough, and we were the runner-up last year, and it was we kind of made it tough on ourselves having to go on the road in the playoffs.
What is your district?
It's Baker County, who won it, Orange Park, Ridgeview, Menendez, and Palatka.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So all those teams, I feel, from what I've heard and seen, have all improved from last
year.
That
was when I was coaching, one of my least favorite teams to play was Palatka.
Palatka, when I was at Ponte Vedra, I think we ended up coming out here and y'all beat us. But it's all good. But Palatka had some D tackle that was just
they always do.
They got one this year,
man.
Too.
And we had Cole Mazza, who was just a road grader, and I see him truck people. This kid knocked him parallel.
Yeah,
like he just beat the center, caught him, and I was just like, ah. And I looked at, I was like, hey man,
Palaka's always been that team. You don't even got to put the film on. Like you just
you know what's coming.
They
got a really good running back this year.
The funny thing about Palatka is. Yep. We thought in warm-ups, like they had kids just dropping every pass, ball hit a kid in the head, and we're just, oh man, we finna beat the brakes off this team. And then when the actual lights cut on and I was like, oh man, they got some cats over here. These guys.
Have you ever been to the Fleming Clay game?
No,
dude. I've been twice, and it doesn't get the recognition throughout the city it deserves as one of the best rivalries in the city. This place will be packed at 5:30.
I've been here 10 years, and 8 of them I coach, so I'll probably get a chance. I'm gonna go check out some high school games.
Yeah, no, I can't do it as much anymore during the Friday night show. I can't get out this far because we got to be back.
Yeah.
But if I'm just telling you right now, if you're looking for a week 1 game to go to, I don't even know the whole schedule, but just come on out to Clay County.
Yeah, no, it'll be a good one. They're going to be really good this year.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's we were talking about the coaches earlier, and you mentioned Orange Park, and it won't be long before he's got that program back going as well, which I know.
Yeah, no, they're gonna,
yeah,
he's obviously gonna do a great job, and they'll get the kids back out, and I think everybody in our district, like I said, is gonna be better.
So make sense of this points thing. So people that don't know, the FHSA has gone to a new playoff system, and it no longer is district champion, district runner-up. It is district champion, and then the rest goes on a points basis based on your strength of schedule, your wins, and who you lost to, basically, right?
Correct.
How hard was it to make the schedule with this thing?
Well, it's tough a little bit because, we've been fortunate to have some success, and I think a lot of teams, like we're playing Bartram Trail week 3. Week 2 we're not playing Middleburg, and we're going to play Fleming, and we're going to play Oakleaf, and then we finish week 11 we're at University Christian. So it is kind of difficult making sure. Well, we're 5A. If you play a 7A team, if you lose to them, how many points do you get? If you beat them, you get this many points. Now we're going to play University Christian, and I would imagine they'll be 9-0 or 10-0. I mean, they've been playing great the last few years. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all works out. I'm curious as late in the season. Normally you got an idea of, all right, round 1, we're going to match up with this team. We're going to play North Marion, or we're going to see somebody else like that. Right now, you're really not going to know.
Well, you just said something that's interesting, because when you're making the schedule, you almost have to look at the people you're scheduling schedule. Like, because you mentioned University Christian.
And you also get points if they've been in the playoffs the last 2 years.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, see, I didn't realize that.
So their schedule is what their rank is.
3 points. Like for Bartram, they've been in that's 3 more points because they've been in the last 2 years. Same with University.
This
Christian.
is going to be interesting.
Middleburg too was in the playoffs last year.
So you need an accountant.
That's crazy. I know.
I
understand what they're trying to do. He's trying to create some excitement, and I think they're going to try to do like a Friday night or a Saturday morning show. To kind of almost like a March Madness type deal.
So you guys are going to huddle.
Right. So I'm sure we'll meet here in the gym and watch it on TV, and they'll make it a big deal, and they'll probably charge FHSA, a few bucks to make some money. And
they got plenty of money. They got a lot from me. Yeah. So but, I mentioned University Christian because I'm looking at their schedule the other day, and their situation is a little different because they don't really have a district. Because the classifications below 4A eliminated district play, so they're having to play 5 games out of state. Yeah. They were so thankful to get Clay, just because of the same point situation. They're having to go out of state 5 games just to find people to play.
Because nobody will play them.
Yeah, and it's just because really they're a smaller school,
right?
So you don't get the same amount of points,
right?
And they're pretty dang good. So it's just I'm with you, Josh. I like what they're doing with it because it keeps like the Oakleaf situation from happening. What was it, 2 years ago? They lost 2 games.
Right, yeah, both
and didn't get
games,
in.
Right.
Yeah. But then there was another team that won 3 and got in.
Oh, I was coaching the Atlantic Coast. We did the same thing, and we didn't make the playoffs. That happens. That's part of it. Yeah. Even in this situation,
the district games are just such a big deal, and they still will be.
Yeah,
because if you win it, then you get to host.
Yeah,
we'll talk
about
a huge
since we're here for Cliff Avril's event. Talk about what an event like this does for you guys. And you were out here, and you were in mid-season form,
getting after it,
blowing the heck out that whistle, get people station to station.
If these kids want to show up today, and work, I love it. Being out here with these guys, and Cliff does this for free.
Yep.
It's a first-class event, and I can't. I was telling our team the other day after workouts, just how he went to Haiti and built 12 houses. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to do that, and he doesn't even really promote it a whole lot. A little bit because they knew about it. He had promised to do it for each sack, and then he comes out here and does this. And last night, we had the dinner, and then they got the free family fun day tomorrow. It's an awesome deal to have those guys here, and I think we had 300 kids here today. Out here, competing and getting better and having fun.
And then all these guys are going straight from here to Jackson. For Leon Washington.
Yeah, it was awesome to see Leon.
Yeah,
he didn't remember me, but my first internship, it was my senior year at JU, and my coach hooked me up with Kevin Sullivan.
Okay,
Sullivan. So I was going to Jackson every day after I was done with classes, and Leon was a senior, so he was deciding between Florida State and South Carolina and some other schools that whole spring.
So where have you coached?
I was at Jackson first.
Okay, and then you went from
year. Then
where?
I went to Inglewood.
Okay,
and then I was at St. Augustine for a couple years, and then I came here with Toblin in 2009.
You've been here since 2009?
Mm-hmm. I was an assistant for 2 years, and then Matt left, and then I took over in 2011.
Holy cow!
It's a long time. I know, it's crazy.
You had hair then too.
I know. Thanks.
Now, Coach, thanks for joining us. And like I said, week 1, Fleming Island, Clay County, Clay High School, right out here at Clay. You don't want to miss it. This place will be slammed, like around the track slammed. It's a great atmosphere.
I like how they treat the visitors side too. They have really high class accommodations.
See, why you got to call them out like that?
I'm not mad at them. I think you treat the visitors.
Quick story.
Like they treat you.
The Ponte Vedra game, it was packed, and we used to have wooden bleachers, and we had a full set of them, and it was awesome, and they were here forever. Well, they broke. There were so many people, they were jumping up and down, and so they broke.
They broke during the game?
Yeah. So then that's what we've got so far from Clay County. So we're working on trying.
Wow, that is
I was just joking. I really don't. I don't. It doesn't bother me. Have one. To me, if I were the head coach,
but it's gonna.
I'm only having that right there. You stand. But I'm not treating you great.
We're gonna have Fleming here. We got Oakleaf here. We've got Palatka coming here. Baker County.
Gate money.
That gate. Yeah,
it's gonna be.
Can you ask them if they share the gate?
No.
Oh, I mean, it's gonna be good. Concession's gonna be popular.
It'll be good. Yeah, it'll be a good atmosphere.
All right, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.